Hello and welcome to another edition of Mailbag. What is Mailbag? Well, Mailbag is a feature of the channel where you guys leave lots of comments on the channel and I attempt to answer those comments, or if I can't answer those comments, I throw it out to you guys who have more knowledge on some of this stuff than I do. So let's get into the first mailbag of this session. Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. If you can hear that melody in the background, I'm not quite sure where it's being picked up on the mic. In the UK, we have something called an ice cream van, and basically that is a van with a portable ice cream maker on it, and it basically drives around the street and it plays these bells, which is the bells you might have just picked up, to say, I'm outside your house, come and get an ice cream. Which is all well and good, apart from the fact that it is absolutely hammering it down with rain. Not really what I would call ice cream weather, is it? Anyway, the next question or comment comes from Live Warp, and this was in response to why split a USB with the Roland MX-1. Have you sorted the TX16 issues out yet? Mailbag I did in January 2024. Anyway, Live Warp writes, hi. I'd be careful with those USB splitters with the MX-1. I think that could have been what broke my MX-1 motherboard. Luckily it was under warranty and Roland replaced the motherboard. It took 6 months to complete though. So I think you may want to be careful sending 5 volts into a data pair of USB by mistake. Yes, I agree with what you're saying, but it is the only way to do it. So there's a couple of things I would say. Number one, buy quality cables. £1 cables from Amazon quite often are just rubbish. So I quite often end up spending £3 or £4 on a cable. Mind you, having said that, spending £3 or £4 on a cable doesn't necessarily guarantee quality. You know, and this is the thing about USB cables. Not all USB cables are the same. It's like not all RJ45 cables are the same. Anyway, but what you actually say is very good advice, and I think it's worth actually pushing it out there to the community that when you are going to buy a splitter cable, make sure that you understand which part of the splitter is the data part and which part of the splitter is the power part, because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble if you get that wrong. The splitter cable that was linked to in the video does actually do that. It has an indicator on the splitter cable that tells you which one's power and which one's data, so you know which one is the pure data side. I've had, and I say this is the point I made, I've had and seen other cables where A, it's not obvious, B, they cost pennies, and C, if they have a habit, if your USB ports are not properly protected, and cheaper instruments may not have USB protection on the power bus, you can end up doing something rather nasty to your USB implementation, burning a relay, burning out the power supply of that particular piece of equipment. The other thing I do, which is something I've done since the video actually, to be honest, is I tend to wrap a piece of electrical tape around the end of the cable so I know which one's power and which one's not. That's just something I do, but you know, it's horses for courses, your studio, your equipment, you decide how you're going to deal with that stuff. Next comment question comes from Andy Trader, random numbers. In response to the Great Keyboard Stand Challenge, the Gibraltar 3-tier keyboard stand that I built with Wayne Harris in August 2022. I really can't believe it's actually nearly 2 years ago I did that. Anyway, Andy, sorry, I think Andy is Randy Trader. Apologies for that. That's really nice. The top and middle board has too much of an angle for me. I've designed and built my own 3-tier stand. It has 3 sides and unfolds, kind of like a book that opens. But with the 3 sides, the key stacks are stacks 3 high in the middle, with my mixer to the left and a small synth and headphone amp to the right. It pivots open and you can set it up in less than a minute and fold it back down in less than a minute as well. Really wish I could show you guys. I know you would love it. It's not chrome, it's polished steel, but it shines like chrome. Now, you will hear me say many times, and I will repeat it many times, whatever gets the job done. And I've mentioned on the channel that I listened to 2 Aussies, David Holloway and Paul Bindig. I don't know whether you come across them. They run something called the Keyboard Chronicles. And one of the questions that these 2 ask their guests is, what piece of equipment would you like that would make your life easier? And they're really sort of like talking to the sort of the gigging keyboard musicians that they interview. And there's a couple, many themes that come up, but there's 2 themes that really come up. One is how to safely transport your keyboards, and the other and get other gear, and the other one is make a keyboard stand that's actually good. So even high profile players experience the issues with keyboard stands. By the way, if you haven't checked out the podcast, you really should go and have a check out the Keyboard Chronicles. Go into your podcast provider and search for it. Go on to YouTube and search for it. They do a YouTube version. Now, I will be brutally honest and say, I don't watch the YouTube version of this, and the reason for that is because I tend to listen to the Keyboard Chronicles when I'm out on my daily walk, or try to do it when I'm out on my daily walk, so I have them plugged into my cans while I'm walking. So, apologies, Paul and David. I don't watch you on YouTube. Now, I know you do listen to this occasionally. Apologies, I don't watch you on YouTube. I know I could watch you on YouTube, but I don't watch you on YouTube. I tend to listen to you because you're far easier to listen to on the move, if that makes any sense. If I remember, I will try and put the link to the YouTube channel down below. The other thing is, and back to Randy Trader, if you can send some pictures through. If you go onto Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me there, Music Tech Guy UK, on both those channels. Just DM me and send the photographs across that way.